I had one of my subscribers send me his helicopter, Honeybee King 2, belt-driven. Nice machine. Says he can't get it to fly. The head is loose and wobbly. So I'm going to show you here, first of all, what I see right away is these Flybar paddles are tipped way forward. They should be level with the swash plate, always. Swash plate goes this way and this way. That causes the helicopter to go this way and this way. These Flybar paddles are like power steering on the top. If you see my video how helicopters fly, you would see how I explain this. Also, the second thing that I see right away is right here. This ball link is not attached to the ball. It's pushed in too far. So consequently, this is going to be very wobbly on the machine. So I'm going to fix that up and level off the fly bars, and we'll spin it and see what happens. The next thing I see here that's wrong is the belt on the tail is slipping. So we need to tighten that up. It's not even meshing. So of course that's not going to spin. And we have to do that by loosening this up here and pulling this back tighter. Okay, next thing you want to do is make sure that the rubber band's around the battery so it can't pull out. And for you guys who really like all this fancy add-on parts, this is a beautiful little tail boom and everything here, but you can't get a good hard tight grip for anything that's stock. In fact, this tail fin back here is a problem. You can easily turn this no matter how tight you tighten that. I would put some glue on that, because if that turns too far, the blade is going to hit it right here. And if you land too hard, it's just going to mess up your tail rotor blades. But you've got to check all these things, and especially because this servo can move easy. That's your tail rotor servo. There's another thing on the gyro. What you want to do is when you plug the battery in on this, as I will do right now, don't move the helicopter until that light stops blinking. Now it has stopped. Now we're aligned. Now we can fly. Don't need this switch. This is your 3D switch. Don't use that if you're learning. This knob over here, the hover pitch, should be turned all the way to 0, and the pitch trim should be set at 0 here. That is the best way to fly. Make sure your trims are all centered. We should be good to go now. Okay, I'm taking a very tiny drop of amazing goop and I'm putting it right here to keep this tail fin from sliding. Okay, like I said before, not always is pretty, better. A lot of these manufacturers that make these things don't have any real experience. They just know how to design stuff. First of all, it's so slippery. I told you about the fin. If it's turned sideways, it's going to hit the blades, because by the time you stop, and this is going to be on the ground anyway, so it won't protect anything. The belt becomes loose a lot because you can't tighten it down tight enough up in here where you're supposed to. It's just too smooth. This anodized stuff is too smooth. Also, it's hard to keep the servo from moving. So the deal is, if you crash, you've got to check every piece of this. So make sure before you go buying a whole bunch of stuff that you're confident that you know what you're doing and are able to adjust it. Again, this is the swash plate. It has to be level for hover. Makes sense? And that means the same thing with these Flybar blades. They have to be absolutely parallel with the swash plate too. Level. See my video on how a helicopter flies, and then you'll understand this a whole lot more. I also noticed when I got this that the grommet, the rod was actually pushed through, not even through the hole in the grommet. So what I do, because these are such a pain in the butt anyway, is I remove the grommet and put that on the outside to hold it. Just like that. Much easier. Just don't lose them. Again, real airplanes don't have all these holes in their rudders and stuff, as Jeff has pointed out to me. And if we go up here and look at my Blade 400, you'll see that these fins are all made the way they're supposed to be, and they are functional. And this is quite a beefier, heavier tail tube on here that isn't going to slide. Okay, here's something from a non-helicopter pilot, but does know something, Jeff Martin, who's looking through the book. They've got your throttle switch up and down here. That's the left stick, up and down. Okay, then left and right, they're showing it on the left stick. Left and right does not cause the helicopter to slide left and right this way. It causes it to yaw this way. So this is wrong. That actually should be this one, which is yaw rudder on this stick. Left and right is yaw this way. Up and down with your throttle and pitch. Goes up and down. On this side is your slide left and right and fore and aft. So, the drawing on the book they've got drawn wrong for the tail rotor pitch and your aileron pitch. Good eye, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Again, the proper switches, your trims, should be centered here, because this stick is your helicopter. You've got to pretend this is the helicopter right there, because everywhere this stitch goes, that's where the helicopter slides. It slides this way, this way, this way, this way. You've got to come back to the center all the time when you do something, or it will just fly away. Your servo reverser switches in case you screw up. Aileron down, elevator up, throttle down, rudder up.
Okay, while the tape on it is high, we have to increase the pitch of the low blade. Okay, this blade was low. So to raise this blade, I need to take this, and what I've done is taken and unscrewed that one turn. Let's go ahead and try it, see how it looks. You'll be tracking level, both blades. That means flying on the same plane. That looks pretty good there. I don't think it's going to get much more smoother than that. Like I said, this is a 3D helicopter. You better know how to fly before you fly this outside. Lots of practice, but it's pretty good to me, huh?
Yeah.
You want to take it outside the backyard?
It's a little windy.
It's a little windy, but you're an expert helicopter pilot.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's turn the gyro off. I don't like it. It's too stable in this wind. Try without the gyro. Here we go. Yeah, nice. Turn it. Okay, I think we're all set. I'm going to send it back, just like this.